Hello, good afternoon, everybody. I hope this finds you doing so well wherever you're joining in from. And as you join in, let me know, of course. Always tell me that you're here and jump in the comments. I love to hear from you guys. Today, I want to talk to you about something we haven't chatted about in a while. And I titled this The Best Investment You Can Make in Your Horse Business because I do believe this to my core. Now, we're going to talk specifically about email marketing. I'm not going to be shy about it. And the title is meant to get you here so that I can tell you about this underrated, underused email marketing that can be so important and a vital tool in your marketing toolkit for your equestrian business. So, we're going to talk about why you cannot afford to ignore email marketing any longer. We're going to talk about 3 reasons that email marketing is the key to long-term sustainability for your horse business. And we're going to talk about the 2 most common hurdles that I hear are keeping you from engaging in email marketing. And of course, I'm going to help you to conquer those. All right. So let's talk a bit about the concept of email marketing for your horse business. Now, specifically, I am here to help and coach entrepreneurs. So that means you are an equestrian or in the horse world and you have a business, but you may not have a team of 20 people, and you most likely don't have a team of 20 people helping you out. So when I say email marketing, I know that you have a strong opinion about it because it actually will impact your everyday or overall life as a business owner. So I would love for you to think for a moment when I say those words, email marketing, what comes to mind for you? Do you have specific objections, which I know that you do actually. If you are not engaging in it just yet, there's a reason why. So I'm going to throw some of these out there. And if that's you, then let me know. I would love to hear from you. But for many of you, I know that you are afraid of spamming people. That's a very common objection that I hear. And we're going to address that. Okay. Now, I know some of you are saying, Denise, I get it that it can be a really solid investment for my business, but I'm a one-person show. I don't know how I could make it work for me. I don't have time. I don't know what to put in an email newsletter. It sounds expensive. It sounds difficult, all of those things. And I get that. And so I want to dive into some of those things with you today so that you can see why investing in your email list and getting it filled with qualified leads is really the best investment you can make in your business. And when I say investment, please know that does not always mean that it's expensive, okay? But it will require your time, your energy, and then yes, your resources along the way as you dive into it, all right? So we're going to talk about this. And the reason we're talking about email marketing is because I believe to my core that email marketing is the key to long-term sustainability for your equestrian business. Why do I believe that? Well, let's think about the future of your business, the long-term part of that, okay? We're not just talking about the here and now. I want you to think of what you have in your heart for your equestrian business moving forward. Do you have a new offer that you plan to launch? I guarantee that at some point you will. Many of you I know are wanting to host online workshops or virtual lessons, or maybe you do in-person clinics. Perhaps you have training openings that you want to announce or sales horses you want to announce. Or do you have physical products that you are offering that you can put in your emails? Or you have dreams and visions for physical products in the future and that's something you want to launch. All of these things can be helped, can be propelled and move forward in your horse business by having a solid email marketing strategy in place. Now, I'm not talking about just having a list, okay? I'm talking about your overall email marketing strategy. That's what I want you to consider here today. Now, I actually had a Cowgirl Hall of Fame inductee, Barbara Schulte. I'm so sorry. Barbara Schulte was on my podcast almost 2 years ago now. But she said something that has stuck in my mind because she has invested her time, energy, and resources in building her own email list. I am on that list. I get her emails and they are very engaging, and she's very intentional in selling her products and services and promoting her events in those emails. And she talked about the reason that she embraced that is because you cannot ignore the future, right? You can't ignore the future. You have to plan for it. And so she said, you need to be thinking about the future of your horse business. And that is where email marketing and having a strategy around that is key. So let's dive into 3 reasons in particular that I believe you're going to say at the end of this, I'm with you. I believe at the end you're going to say, okay, Denise, email marketing might actually be for me and my horse business. Even though it's just me, I think I can figure out a way to make it work because I see the value in it. Okay, I want you to be able to picture why this is so important. Now, let me tell you this. I am not somebody who's going to say, if you do this one thing, this will be the one success factor in your business. Because if we look around, we know, and honestly, the stats will even tell us that it takes multiple touches for somebody to turn into an actual customer. And so what I want you to see is that instead, this is a comprehensive strategy, okay? I am not saying email marketing is the only way you're going to grow your horse business. What I am saying is that it should be a key part of the comprehensive strategy that you have to market your horse business, along with social media, along with your website, along with the in-person elements and the scrappy elements that you may have. Email marketing should be a part of that, and it's going to help you to have a long-term success strategy for your business. Okay, so let's talk about why that's the case. Okay, I'm going to give you 3 specific reasons why email marketing is key. Number 1, let's just talk about the number of people you're going to reach. And we're going to compare it. Okay. So I want to compare the views that you have to your emails to the views that you may get, for example, on social media, because that is what I often hear from people. Well, I'm on social. Isn't that enough? Can't I just rely on that? I have a really engaged following there. So let's just talk about views organically. And that means without you putting any money behind any ads, just posting your content and waiting to see who lands there. Organically, statistically, you're going to have about 3% of your followers see your content. Okay, so think about that. Okay, just straight across, if you have somebody that has 30,000 followers or you have a horse trainer that has 15,000 followers, think about it that way. If you have 5,000 followers, 100 followers, okay, if you have 100, think about that, 3%. How many people are going to see your content, okay? So if you have 1,000 followers, that means 30 people organically are likely to view your content. Now, that's not a rule. I am not telling you to go look at your stats and prove me wrong, because you probably have some posts that have done really well. And then you have some posts that have not been in front of very many eyes. That's why we're talking averages. Okay, average across the board, you're going to get about 3% organically. Now let's compare that to email marketing. Open rates for email. A very low average for somebody with an email marketing list would be 20%. And I'll be honest, that's a low average. I have a client that regularly hits 50% and more in her open rates. And 30%, 40%. I see those numbers. Okay. So 20% is a very low average, but even if you just think about 20%, okay, if you have an email list of 1,000 people, then if you think about that, you're going to get 200 eyeballs on your email. Whereas if you're posting to 1,000 followers, you're getting maybe 30 if we're just looking at our average numbers. Okay. So I want you to be able to really compare and see the possibilities with email marketing. Believe it or not, 99% of email users check their email every day. Isn't that an insane fact? Now, yes, there are other factors in terms of if they're going to see your content, but if we just look at the stats, that's enough to convince us that email marketing is not dead. Okay, that may be something that many people believe for a while, and you may have thought email marketing is dead, Denise. Everybody's moved to social. But people are still checking their emails, okay? It's actually often the first thing that people do. And 58% of email users check their email before they check out social media or even the news, okay? So email marketing is not dead, I promise you. All right, now let's talk about sales. So we talked about views. That is one reason that you should be considering email marketing for your equestrian business. What about the numbers when it comes to sales, okay? Here's the reality. People are buying via email still. All right. It converts. People who buy products marketed through email, believe it or not, spend 138% more than the people who don't receive email offers. Okay, think about that. People who buy products through email actually spend more money than people who don't. Now, why does that matter to you? Because again, think about it in terms of your most engaged people, the people that love what you are doing. If they see your stuff on social, yeah, I bet they'll take action. The chances that they'll see it are higher in their email inbox. And then on top of that, if they are getting your emails and they're taking action, they will more likely spend more money. Now, believe it or not, when they look at the stats across the board, this is industry wide, okay? This is not just equine industry. This is sales wide. They say that email has a return on investment of 4,400%. What does that mean? It means the investment that you're going to make in email marketing, the time you're going to spend building your list, the time you're going to spend building a newsletter, the time you're going to spend being consistent and showing up in people's inboxes is going to pay off. Now, here's what I'll tell you again. Okay. I told you, number one, I'm not the person that's going to tell you email marketing is the only way. It is the key differentiator and the only thing that's going to make a difference in your business. I won't tell you that because I know the facts that many of you are experiencing a lot of success on social, and that's wonderful. But imagine what else you could experience if you were also doing email. It's a piece and part. Now, what I will also tell you is that it is not an overnight thing. I am not telling you that you should immediately start building your email list and that next month you should expect to see all these dollar signs. For some of you, if you put in the work, that's possible. Absolutely. But I'm not making that guarantee. What I am telling you is that when it comes to long-term sustainability for your horse business, building a list of qualified leads is going to pay off in the long run. Okay. And the stats are proving that to you here, I hope. All right, so number 3, the third reason that I want you to really consider email marketing for your equestrian business is to consider lifetime customer value. Now, what does that mean? Lifetime customer value is exactly what it says. Over the lifetime of that customer being with you, being in your sphere and in your circle. The average value of a person who joins your company's email list for the entire duration of their time on your list is considered their lifetime value, okay? Now, 80% of business professionals believe that email marketing actually increases customer retention. And that's why they're investing in it. That's why when you go to stores, they're still asking for your email address. Yes, some of them are asking for your phone number to text you as well, but they're still collecting email addresses because it still works. And the beauty is just like you don't have to have 20,000 followers on social media to make sales, to actually convert followers to customers, you do not have to have thousands of people on your email list to get the benefit of email marketing. Okay, I'm going to say that part again because I kind of flubbed it up and I want to make sure you hear it because it's so important, because I know it's an objection or a fear that many of you have. Denise, I don't have a huge email list, so can I really make sales off of that? The reality is you can, as long as you are getting the right people on your list. Just like you don't need 20,000 social media followers in order to use social media to help turn your followers into your clients and customers, you do not have to have thousands of people on your email list in order to experience success with email marketing. You just need to have the right people on your list, okay? Now, for example, I'll give you a couple real life examples, okay? I know I've been giving you stats, so let's talk about some real life examples. I have a client who is a horse trainer and they do clinics as well. They do training and coaching, and she regularly sells out her clinics to her email list before she ever even puts it out on social media. Now, just imagine that. Imagine if you had an offering and you were able to email your list and know that the people you're sending it to are going to take action and want to be part of that. Now, I also have another client who has a program she only opens up once a year. And so she spends time building her wait list, building her email list throughout the year. And when that program opens up, she's able to email these people who are already warmed up, already excited for what she's going to do, and she opens the doors, and then they take action. She sees the people on her list actually buying because she has nurtured them and served them well, and they know they're the first to know, and they get that in their inbox and they take action. Before she even puts it on social media, she has made those sales. Okay. And these, again, believe it or not, both of these are small business owners. Both of these people are scheduling their own emails. They are actually doing it themselves, and they are seeing people take action. And so they're willing to invest that time and that energy into it. Because the reality is, if you continue to provide value and if you continue to serve those people who are on your email list, then they will become your diehards. They will become your true fans, and they will be taking action when you start to sell. Okay. So knowing those things, friends, I would love to know if you're saying, okay, Denise, I think I can see how email marketing could work for me. It sounds a little overwhelming. It sounds a little bit like I'm not sure. The tech is a little different. I understand all of those things, but what I want you to just consider today is your mindset around email marketing. I want you to see how it can work for you. Whether you are a groom, whether you are a body worker, whether you are a photographer, whether you are a trainer, whether you're a coach, all of the different facets inside of the equestrian world, I promise you, I can help you figure out a way to make email marketing work for you, for your business. I actually had that question inside of my free Facebook group this week. Somebody saying, Denise, I'm trying to figure out what would that look like for me. And so we're brainstorming. Here's some ideas. Who are you trying to reach? Who are you trying to sell to? Let's create content based on that and get those right people in the door. Now, I told you that I would address the fear of spamming people because that is a common one that I hear. So let me just remind you of something. Look back at those stats that I told you. If everybody was considering email marketing as spam, then there wouldn't be sales. There wouldn't be a return on investment. There wouldn't be the stories I just told you of people who were able to fill their clinics and fill out their mentorship program just by sending out an email. So what I want you to remember is value. If you are providing value, if you are serving your people, then they won't mind when you're also selling because they're getting value out of it. Now, it may not be a weekly email newsletter for you. It may be a monthly email newsletter, and that can work really well. I have seen a number of those work so well. If you are consistent at it, okay, that's the key. You have to be consistent. Because if you start with email marketing and then it wanes over time, then you're not really warming up your audience. You're not really serving them over the long term, and you're not going to get the benefit over the long term. Okay. So I want you to remember that commitment and consistency are key when it comes to email marketing and getting to experience the fruit of that labor. Okay. You have to consistently put in that labor and serve your email list in order to get the fruit of email marketing. All right, friends, so we've talked about views, we've talked about sales, we've talked about your customers' lifetime value. So if you're saying, what's next, Denise? I'm in, what do I need to do? I have 2 steps for you to take that you can do on your own. The first one is to make a commitment. All right, you can do that on your own, but what I want you to do is send me a message or leave a comment and let me know that you are making a commitment to dive into email marketing for your business this year. Secondly, I want you to start collecting email addresses immediately. You can do this. There are so many different email service providers. I like to recommend MailerLite because it's very easy and intuitive. It has a great free option for getting started. What I don't want you to do is start emailing everybody for your inbox. I don't want you to start carbon copying or blind carbon copying or creating groups inside of your Outlook or your Gmail. That is more than just frowned upon. That will end up in people's spam folders. It will get you blocked. It is not a good idea. There's a reason there are email marketing service providers available, and it is to help you do it in a way that is completely legal, and they make it very easy and intuitive for you to get those email addresses in there. So sign up for something like MailerLite so that you can get started collecting email addresses, okay? That is your 2 homework. Make a commitment, say I'm in. Number 2, start collecting your email addresses, okay? Because here's the reality. If you aren't willing to take those 2 first steps, then you're going to struggle with actually following through. Okay. But if you've made the commitment, if you said, okay, I can see how it will work, I'm willing to do a monthly email for 12 months. I'm really just get one full year of email marketing under my belt and then see how it goes and evaluate it from there. Okay. So I want you to make that commitment. Now, past that, I know that there are two hurdles that many of you are still experiencing and saying, Denise, okay, I hear you. Email marketing could work for me. I'm willing to sign up for that free MailerLite account, and it's not going to cost me anything to start building my list. But then what? What do I say? What do I put in there? Right now, I will link to a podcast episode that I actually did all about how you can put valuable content inside of your email newsletter. But on top of that, if you're saying, I actually would like somebody to walk me through this process. I actually would like somebody to help me really narrow down who I'm speaking to, who I should be getting on my email list. What is a qualified lead for me? How does email marketing fit into my entire marketing strategy? All of those things. Then that is what is inside of Take the Reins, my one-on-one coaching program. And I have openings this spring that I would love to invite you into. So if that's you, if you're saying, Denise, I would love to do this one-on-one. I would love to get some coaching from you to talk about who my audience is, what my brand promise is, how do I convey that in clear messaging and communicate it to the right people so that my social media followers become my customers, so that email marketing works for me on a long-term basis, so that my website actually turns my visitors into my customers when they are the right person. That is what we do inside of Take the Reins, and I would love to invite you to join me there. Applications are open right now. You can head to stormlily.com/reins, and you will find all of the information there, who it's for and who it's not for. Because just like I have encouraged you guys to do, I've been paying attention to who's a really good fit for Take the Reins and who maybe isn't ready for it yet. And that's okay. I have resources for you too. So if you're saying, Denise, I'm not there yet, please join me on the podcast. Stay connected here on social. I am regularly providing free, helpful content for you. But if you want that personal touch and you want a customized plan for your equestrian business, then Take the Reins is for you. And I would love to talk with you more to learn about your business, your goals, where you're headed, and how I can potentially help you to get there with your marketing. So again, if you head to stormlily.com/reins, you will find all of the information that you need right there. But in the meantime, can I just encourage you, make that commitment that you're willing to give email marketing a try for at least, can we say 6 months? If you can't make a 12-month commitment, can we say 6 months? You're willing to make that commitment to try it out. You're going to go get that email service provider and you're going to start collecting those email addresses. And then you're going to go find that podcast episode to help you know exactly what to put inside of that email newsletter. I will link to that in the comments of this video for you. Okay? All right, friends, as always, I am here for you. If you have questions, please leave them in the comments. Send me a message. I always am happy to hear from you and help you out. And I hope you have an amazing day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.